All right. Let's see what I got here. Oh, it is working. Mostly. Hold on, I need to do that. Bam. Shazam. Can't. Oh, I'm still on Primal, Keo. I'm still on Primal. Let me get the people in here. Let's talk about what we're doing today. Hey, TextDot. Hey, how you doing? Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. Wait, where are the people? Hello, people.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Good morning.
The party seems to be, yeah, we're breakdancing. The party's breakdancing right now. A couple were doing like head spins and stuff. That's why they were upside down. The party is also off grid. I noticed that when I zoomed in. The party is off grid.
There is no
Well,
grid.
grid's not on.
Damn party. Wait. We're not up there. I trust that we're not up there. We're more like, here. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're like... What?
If you scroll up, you'll see that there's something I got put into the game today.
Yes, the tokens.
Yes!
Ooh.
Oh, yes, the tokens. All right, guys, so, we're in the actually just kind of average forest, not the great forest. These are our tokens. Okay, so I should take some time to introduce what we're doing. This is a tabletop game tabletop role-playing game called Dungeon World. It is a powered by the Apocalypse game. That means it's built on the, based off of the Apocalypse World system, which is a game with very few rules and a lot of improv and roleplay, and it is great that way. Everything is resolved basically like you have a character sheet and you have stats and stuff like that, but most things are resolved with a roll of 2d6 and a small modifier of like +1 or +2 or even -1. And rolls falling under 6, like that one, are failures. Rolls 7 through 9 are successes with a cost. And rolls 10 and above, usually you get your way. That's the general gist of it. So if you see dice and you see a number 10 and you're like, oh, okay, that person's going to get what they want. And we are playing in this fantasy world where some of us are bears and some of us are werewolves. Don't ask. You'll find out. Last time we had an interesting encounter. I suppose I should let somebody else do the recap, but I could probably introduce who's here today. That would probably be a great thing to do, right?
Yeah, do that.
All right, we got myself. I'm playing the fighter named Jaylin. He looks a little bit like this guy right here because that's his token that I can't move. We have Elle. She's playing Elle, the thief. We have Yumi playing Merideth, the barbarian. And we have no werebear yet. Well, kind of a werebear. Martkos playing Mathin, the druid, who will be Mathin and not Mathis. Mathin. He's doing math. He's Mathin, who's kind of our werebear because, you know, sometimes he's dude shaped, sometimes he's bear shaped, all times he's cuddly. Yeah. That's what we got. We normally also have with us a Dio who plays Kethra, but Dio is not with us this week. She is with us in spirit. Kethra is also probably going to be unconscious for most of this anyways. So, rip Kethra. All right, so yeah, that's what I got.
So to recap last week, the party faced a great tragedy at the beginning of the game session. Everybody had been down on Rune Shadow Isle, facing off against a matriarchal elven tribe that was enslaving humans and doing all kinds of bad things with magic. And they had managed to take control of a party member named Quinn. And the party member named Quinn betrayed them all under magical invocation and slew Merideth's human companion, Aaron, the leader of the resistance. The god of the island itself, who supported the matriarchal elves because they worshipped him, cast the group off the island thereafter. And through some mystical intervention, they ended up not in some horrific place, but instead in the Great Forest, where they were found by Mathin the Druid. And they were in the process of befriending him, and they were talking back and forth when Mathin felt through his connection to the Great Forest orcs attacking a dryad and her grove not that far away. The group leapt into the fight against the orcs to support Mathin, saved the druid, but Kethra, while she was trying to invoke her god, Bel, the god of secrets and knowledge, was the shaman of the orcs cast a curse upon her, and it struck badly. So she, to save her life, the dryad was urged Mathin and the others to take her to a spring in the heart of the forest, where the waters of Gaia, the goddess of earth itself, should be able to restore her and save her life. And so that is what the group has embarked upon now. And you guys have had a couple of days of travel.
Ooh.
Through the forest. And that should be loading up.
Ooh.
Yep. So, Jaylin, what did you guys encounter during your first day of travel through the Great Forest?
Absolutely nothing. It was peaceful. No, is that an answer I can...
No. Actually, it is. The answer was it was peaceful. So, Elle, because what did you guys encounter in your second day of travel?
Since the first day was so peaceful, the second day was kinda fucked. So we encountered all types of wildlife that I'm sure Mathin could tell us about.
Mathin, what kind of wildlife did you encounter that tried to eat you?
Specific tried to eat us.
Why did you have to make that large jump there? I don't think Elle said anything about it trying to eat us.
Okay, so the creatures that we encountered weren't actually animals, but some form of plant life that lays traps with its vines, and when you walk over them, tries to snatch you up and eat you.
Oh, good, like a Venus human trap.
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
All
Good
right.
job, I'm an elf.
The trap vines had attacked you yesterday. Jaylin, was anybody hurt by the trap vines?
Yeah.
Who?
Me.
Okay. What kind of wound did you take yesterday?
Let's see. So it would have been a trap vine that grabbed from the bottom and pulled into, so it would have been maybe a leg wound. So he's been walking with a limp, but recovering.
Right. Your group has safely made camp, which is no longer has the significance for Merideth that it used to.
I don't know. Y'all can visit me anytime.
It is dark. You have reached this part of the forest. And it is starting to rain. So you're getting a light evening rain in the night. There's no stars above. Martkos or I should say Mathin, are you standing watch or somebody else?
I would be standing watch.
you see a shimmer in the air in front of you, and a ghost-like wolf appears.
Okay. Would this be something like I would recognize as a threat, or do I have any previous knowledge of something like this?
Roll lore.
Oh, you're gonna spout some lore? Spout lore.
Yes. Spout lore.
Yeah.
You rolled an 8. The ghost wolf is something that you recognize as a fellow guardian of the forest. It isn't so much that you have heard tales about it as you recognize upon its fur a very similar mark to one that you now carry, that you were gifted by the great forest when you came here, and your personal spirit marked you. Can you describe what that mark looks like for me?
The mark that I gave Mathin was this the kind of plant life growth out of him. So even when he changes forms, there's always some kind of mark of foliage or just natural growth. So as I said, like the bear, it's like a mossy covered bear.
Okay, so is this you see on the ghost wolf's fur has that same sort of mossy look to it, and it speaks to you, and it goes, Druid, there is a place of evil that needs to be cleansed nearby.
So Mathin's going to deeply bow and say, welcome, Great Spirit. I will gladly help you take care of this evil.
She goes, thank you. I am Anya, and I have guarded the entrance to keep it within, but by myself I have not been strong enough to actually cleanse it. Goes, a servant of, goes, an evil one that I know not its name, took over, and it is no longer a shrine to Gaia, but is now a shrine to this evil thing, and it is brought forth some of its own servants, by twisting natural creatures, insects in particular, and contaminating them and turning them into banes against Gaia.
So Mathin's going to look very concerned at this, and he's going to start walking around the camp and like knocking everyone else with his staff and that, urging them to get up and making a lot of ruckus.
5 more minutes.
Yeah. Elle, what were you doing when Mathin was starting to walk around?
Well, you see, Elle had probably been up for a while at this point, since she's kind of trained Blue that whenever anything approaches camp, Blue alerts her. So at this point, Blue would have got her up, and she would have just been listening in.
Oh,
And
right.
she's already got her stuff on ready.
Excellent. Merideth, what about you? Merideth was asleep.
Well,
In fact, Merideth is still asleep. Jaylin is making some noise.
Jaylin actually has been kind of keeping a close eye on Kethra and probably fell asleep watching Kethra. So he's just kind of curled up, like, not too far away. And when he gets nudged, it's like, he's just like, 5 more minutes. He's not kidding, though.
So, Mathin would be going back over to him and just like constantly prodding him with the end of stuff. Like, no, 5 more minutes. This is urgent. Get up, get up.
Jaylin growls and grabs at the staff. But he's awake. And he looks up and he goes, "What? What's going on?"
And Mathin's just gonna point over to the spirit wolf.
Jaylin is immediately sitting up. He's
Jaylin, roll wisdom.
No. Okay, but no. Have you seen Jaylin's wisdom roll?
Yes, I have.
Oh god. 5.
Take your XP.
So I just realized that I've been muted this entire time.
No. We're in character. You were asleep.
I mean, that was my answer to the question, is that I was asleep. But
Jaylin,
Yeah.
seeing that ghost wolf and its moss triggers your own beast.
No.
And yes.
Okay.
And everybody beholds Jaylin starting to shift. You are able to move away from Kethra.
Uh-huh.
This point you do not. I want you to roll Constitution for me.
Okay. Nine.
You do not feel the urge to rip and kill and eat. Instead, you feel the urge to howl and commune with the forest.
And so that's what happens. He backs away from the others, and soon, even before the change is like completely done, he's howling already. So it becomes like it goes from human howl to less human to, oh, that's a wolf.
what's that sound like?
No.
What's
No.
what's that sound like?
No. I don't know. I've never heard a wolf howl. I'm sorry.
What's that sound?
Congratulations, Jaylin. For the rest of the night until sunrise, you are in your werewolf form. But you have your human intelligence.
So yeah, a few things are going to now make sense to Mathin, as he had been given this sort of uneasy warning towards Jaylin, but no real details. So he's gonna, as this transformation's gonna go on, he's gonna look a little bit panicked, and he's just gonna turn to everyone else and it's like, is this a problem?
And Elle's just gonna sigh and say, "Have you not heard the saying, let sleeping dogs lie?"
I mean, he looked
don't
kind
think
of
that's
human
what
to
that
me.
means.
Jaylin is just like he's just sitting over there now. He's in his werewolf form, but he's just like completely calm. He's just like hanging out. He's just like watching the conversation go on, like, huh?
And the ghost wolf pads over to Jaylin. And it isn't necessarily a submissive posture towards him, but there is a little bit of the deference. And she goes, "You too will cleanse the evil from my forest and restore the conduit to Gaia and her wisdom."
And
Yes?
he grunts and nods because I don't think he's going to do much talking in this form.
And the ghost wolf turns back to Mathin and says, my own powers are strongest at night. It's like, I can stay here and protect the girl from anything else that would challenge in the forest if you were to lead the party into the desecrated temple. She goes, it is about a mile away from you and where you are camped.
So Mathin's going to nod and he's going to turn to the others and say, I hate to ask this of you, but you have helped me once already defend this forest, and it appears it is under threat again. Will you help me rid this shrine of this evil?
What the hell?
Meredith's sleeping.
I suppose we've got no choice.
Jaylin just kind of slowly moves over to Meredith's sleeping form and nudges her with a paw.
I mean, that's
Meredith-
exactly what you want a dwarf barbarian to wake up to, you know, as a werewolf.
Considering the last time, yeah.
Meredith will Meredith will stir and just kind of look at Jaylin.
Jaylin shrugs and goes,
And Meredith will pat him on the head and say, "Good boy."
The sword is still hanging at his side. For some reason, the sword
Yeah.
belt is fine. Like, it's just a werewolf with the sword. The clothes are gone. The clothes are...
So he's a worgen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, he's a worgen.
Except he doesn't have a top hat.
Oh
Yeah.
well, that's your first mistake. You need a top hat. We'll get Jaylin
Hold
a
on,
top
does
hat,
this
don't worry.
mean that Jaylin has to talk in a really obnoxious Cockney accent now?
Yes.
In chat, Kethra channels level 70 Weaver from Another Life and makes pants.
No pantsu.
No, Jaylin is PKJ pantsuing all over the place right now.
So, no, Jaylin just kind of points Meredith at the others so they can tell her what's going on.
Okay, Meredith will pick up her shit and walk over.
Elle's gonna let Mathin do the talking, and Elle's just gonna go throw a stick for Jaylin.
Jaylin does not fetch the stick. He just looks annoyed.
No sticks for Jaylin.
So yeah, Mathin's just going to be gathering up his gear along with Elle. And yeah, because Meredith has just slept through all of this, like, she's not getting an explanation from him, and yeah, she's just going to have to tag along.
Alrighty. The group, once you have all of your gear, and I trust, are you going to leave a basic camp left around Kethra and the Ghost Wolf? Like a place to retreat to? Or are you going to want to take Kethra along anyway? I leave that totally up to you.
I think, well, certainly from Mathin's point of view, he would trust Anya to look after her. And you know, the idea of taking someone who's already got some form of corruption into a corrupted place seems like a bad idea.
I can't argue with that logic.
Yeah, that is some pretty sound logic.
We have to take a moment to everybody please go click Azu's link.
What am I going to be looking at here?
Could you repost the link in Discord for me, Frank?
I'll put it in the dungeon room.
That's awesome.
It's not loading for me.
Let's see if it loads in dungeon world.
Oh my god. Oh, yes. That's fantastic. Oh, I love that, Azzy.
All right, so the ghost wolf is watching over Kethra.
Yes.
I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Can I throw a stick for the ghost wolf?
You know, Blue is going to start feeling very unloved with all these other wolves that you're bringing into your life.
Yeah, Blue is the only companion for Elle.
Except for that cat that you got so upset about.
Hey, that cat was my mount.
Wow.
I guess Jaylin would be at the back of the party now. I don't know if he would want to. I don't know. Well, I guess yeah. I'm like, is he gonna take lead right now? Just follow a werewolf through the forest.
As a doggo.
Actually, yeah. Kevin's gonna wake up half asleep and still go, Jaylin, you're a lot more translucent than I remember. Yeah, if Jaylin, I think next time Jaylin levels up, he's gonna get an actual wolf form too.
That's dope.
Yeah. What's up, Baton? How you doing? I think we're making our next step here. We're gonna head off to this place that needs to be cleansed, apparently.
Yeah, which direction are we heading?
You are headed there. You know what? It helps more if I push it on my screen instead of
Did you click the stream?
Yes, I did.
Oh, level.
I'm guessing there.
Yeah, he's not fighter class anymore. His class is Awoo, and he gets levels in Awoo.
Jaylin's a level 3. Ow!
Okay.
It's cool when the stream looks so good that people want to click it instead of their own window.
For real. All right. So you guys go there.
Yes. Oh, we see
This
that.
is what you now see. You see, it looks like it was a vast tree, and into it had been carved a temple. But from inside, there's just a smell of rot and decay that is not natural.
Not happy puppy.
You are free to attempt a discern realities roll before you go in.
Yeah, I would like to. He's gonna give a close look and or sniff, like right at the doorway without going in. And Elle apparently is going to know everything. Meanwhile, Jaylin's gonna fail that roll.
Merideth gets gets to mark XP.
So does Jaylin apparently. Jaylin is just like.
Yep.
What's up with your mic?
Jaylin, Merideth, you just simply kind of go, it's a tree, it's a door. It's a very Merideth response. Jaylin, in your case, you do smell that reek, and that reek is evil, and it just sets you on edge so that you can't focus on anything else at the time.
Okay. Is my mic messing up? Or is there something? No, we good?
It'll be fine on stream, it's just doing the usual Discord.
I'm gonna hop out of Discord and back in really quick. This probably won't make it any better, but yeah. No.
And Mathin, go ahead and ask one type question off the list.
Let's see. What here is not what it appears to be?
Inside, everything appears, a natural dark, but you are able to sense the difference where it is a supernaturally imposed darkness beyond the door, where a normal torch would not cast light. It would probably take some kind of magical fire. Elle, you get 3 questions.
Sorry, I think I lost connection there briefly. If I was
Okay.
supposed to reply to something.
What you sense is that the darkness that's within the doorway is an unnatural darkness. It's a supernatural, a spell of some kind.
Okay.
And so a normal torch or whatnot might not work at all, or else it would be very diminished in poor light. You would probably need some kind of supernatural light.
Okay.
So, Laurel, what happened
Yes.
here recently?
Recently, there appears that some forest creatures, such as a deer or a family of deer, entered and were slaughtered. And there's little bits of deer bits in the doorway.
Ah, lovely.
You see, as far in as you can squint, you see what looks like to be might have been a leg. So something inside has been eating recently.
What should I be on the lookout for?
The ghost had mentioned that the servant of the evil being had been summoning insects, and so it's probably the monsters within inside are insects. And your guess, based on the way that deer was torn apart, is large insects.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
There is, along the doorway itself, very faint writing that looks like it has been slashed or obscured. But you get the sense you recognize some elven symbols, and you feel an urge to run your hand all the way along the door.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run my hand along the door then.
Roll for me intelligence or wisdom, whichever is higher. As you're doing that, your eyes glow blue. And Mathin, you will recognize that shade of blue as what happened on the island on Rune Shadow when one of the matriarchal elves used magic. Elle has not proclaimed to have any magic of her own, but as she is just running her hand up one and down the others, her eyes glow and the symbols in the wall start to glow. And you aren't sure exactly what it's doing, but it seems to there's a sense that she just unlocked something deeper in the temple that's going to be able to help you all. She was able to unlock something within the temple that was a natural defense that had been put down because of the attack upon it.
All right.
And
So Mathin is going to turn to the rest of the group and ask if anyone has the ability to make a light, which I don't think anyone here will.
Does Jaylin also have his shield?
Jaylin can absolutely have his shield.
He's gonna clang his sword against the shield. That's about as close to light as he gets.
So Mathin's gonna, like, you know when if you're like speaking to a puppy or something and it kind of cocks its head at you like it's trying to understand. Mathin's just gonna do that at Jaylin and just be like, "Good advice, buddy. Thanks." And then just wander off.
That's
the person
who takes
with the
three
light
down about halfway.
The person with the light cantrip is currently unconscious back at camp.
Yep.
Indeed
I was
she
thinking
is.
about that. So Mathin's going to be a little uncomfortable, even though he got the sense that it wasn't necessarily a bad thing that Elle had activated with the magic. He's still not happy that this blue magic from the previous Isles is reoccurring again. And also not very happy at the fact that they have to go into this unnatural darkness with no way to see in it. But he's going to turn to the party and say, I guess we have no choice but to venture on.
I'm looking at his sheet here. No, he's got nothing. Outside of a torch, which would be in his pack, which he's probably not carrying right now.
Does anybody want to light a torch, or are we going to go into the dark, into the darkest dungeon?
Wow. Can Kethra yawn or sleep talk a fireball to anyone who shit talks her? Coughs, bro.
Sleep talk would be terribly useful right now.
I hear the secrets that you keep when you're casting in your sleep. Alright. Well, I don't think Jaylin has any particularly keen eyesight. I don't know if the werewolf form gives him better dark vision, considering this is also magical darkness, but he will inch in first.
Inch in, Mr. Jaylin.
I guess so. He's gonna be checking out right about. Oh, yeah.
And Mathin will be following closely behind.
I don't have control of my token, but I have control of blue.
Oh, let me fix that.
Yeah, and I don't have control of my werewolf form. If we can go ahead and get that, that would be great. Wait.
Oh, you think you're supposed to have control of that?
Oh, he'll get control of it. Don't worry. And then
Okay, I'll try that again.
Sacrifice the
Yay, I
dog.
can move.
Excellent.
Yeah, we can send Blue first. Last time we sent Blue somewhere first, he got shot down from the sky.
Yeah, blue stayed near Elle.
Oh, we're in room 1.
Congratulations, you are in room 1.
Do we see the 1? It's walking.
No, but where the 1 is where you find the the skeleton that is left of the deer. And everybody make a dex roll.
Oh, what? What?
Everybody make a dex roll.
A dix roll.
Oh, no!
What?
Jaylin is not a very dexterity.
Jaylin trips over deer
for the
bones
one.
and goes flat on his face. Jaylin, you now need to make another. You need to make a Constitution roll.
Oh, you're gonna make
berserk because you are laying in the middle of a mostly eaten corpse.
8.
You do not frenzy.
Is there any sign from the carcass to give a hint at what is eating it? More information on our target.
Yeah, it was torn apart by mandibles. And as you're exploring, one of those sets of mandibles appears.
So you like Jaylin turns into this really like intimidating but not like super tall looking werewolf beast that you think is just going to tear everything apart. And like when he moves, there's just no grace to it. Like he's like intimidating, then he moves and he just trips over himself and looks pathetic on the ground. I love that. And he's just like
Poor puppy.
There is you see or sense one of them. They're probably 12, 14 feet long and wide, giant beetle-like creatures.
I'm sorry, did you say 14 feet?
Yeah, good God, that's a big bug.
Okay.
14 feet.
Okay.
And it's you sense it there, and it's making chittering sounds. What is everybody going to do?
I get up off the floor. Did you say you tame?
Yeah, Elle's in the market for a new mount. That thing looks big enough.
Oh my god, no. Not even maybe.
But nah, seriously, Elle's just gonna draw her daggers and just try and kill the thing.
All right, Elle. Make your move.
Well, you know, of course, she's gonna try and do it with grace as well.
Of course.
She's got
You know,
styles.
gotta
She's got
show up
grit.
that werewolf.
She'll put a knife in your face. Yeah, she will.
You are able to get close enough to it and make a stabby stab.
Yes, the stabby stab, the best kind of stab.
Your dagger pierces through the chitin. You are incredibly lucky, and you just caught a place on its body where it's going straight through. But you sense that this was, whereas you had been killing fleshy, humany things with ease with that dagger, at this point, it burrowing through it took a lot of your momentum. And the good news is that you actually kill it. The bad news is you don't rest your dagger before you hear a sound kind of behind you. And you know that there's another one right there. And roll 1d6 for me. And you have your armor is 2, correct?
My armor's 1.
Oh, your armor is 1. A chunk goes out of your leg about the size of a hand, and you feel it bite nearly down to the bone and take 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
Everybody else hears Elle get attacked and bitten, but you can't see where it was, other than assuming it's right by Elle. It's hidden in the dark. Does anyone want to make a wild attack in that general direction?
I'll make a wild attack in that general direction.
Excellent.
Meredith, what the hell are your dice? What are your dice?
You cleave into it. Roll damage.
And of course my damage is... this is terrible.
It, for once, your amazing axe doesn't cleave through. It's like hitting
Uh-oh.
stone. And everyone hears this kind of thud.
Tink.
It's almost like metal on metal.
It's almost like when you try to mine something in 14 and you collect nothing.
Yes. Yes.
That most annoying sound in the world.
Yep.
Most annoying sound. All right. Mathin.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
So Mathin, is that one still alive?
No. The one that was that had showed up into a place that was clear. You had enough light through the doorway to kind of see its sides. Got killed by Elle with her dagger, but there's something in the darkness right behind her that bit her, and you could see Merideth attack, but there was that clink sound that didn't bode well.
Okay, so Mathin is going to just grab like the very bottom of his staff with both hands and just raising it above his head, just going to scream, "I hate bugs!" and just go charging and try and bring the staff down on the thing.
Roll it.
Wow, he hates bugs.
Yeah.
That's a 13.
Mathin, as you scream, "I hate bugs," and your staff goes down upon it, your staff glows with a brilliant emerald green. And now there's radiant light from your staff that is letting you guys see further into the chamber. Roll your damage.
Yep, that pretty much
It
makes
did
sense.
absolutely no damage to it. However, it whacked it, but your staff is now glowing like almost like a neon glow stick, and you're able to you have light, and that's the good news.
So Mathin stands up after that and looks around and now sees all the rest of these bugs, and he's just going to look at his staff and he's like, "Why?" And he's like knocking it against the floor, trying to turn it off. I don't want to see the bug.
And one of them's coming straight towards you. And this is the one that bit Elle. Yeah. All right. Elle's running away.
Jaylin wants to try to intimidate the bugs with a roar.
Go ahead and roll your charisma. This would be a parlay roll. of intimidation.
Could Elle assist?
What are you?
Oh. Okay.
No, I don't think that this is a particular thing. Elle can make her own trying to be intimidating, but I don't think there's a way of Elle making Jaylin seem more scary.
On a 7+, they'll do what you ask, but need some concrete assurance of your promise right now. Which means, if anything gets close to him, he's going to take a swing.
Jaylin, roll me 2d12, or I mean 2d6.
5.
From within the temple, you hear maniacal laughter, and a voice says, "I will let you live if you bow down and join my service."
Jaylin spits on the ground.
Elle's just gonna shout back, "I'll let you live if you leave this place now."
And the voice goes, "Foolish elf, I'm already dead." And it goes, "Kill them all, my pets." And the insects are now clicky clattering their way in a swarm. The good news is you can see them. The bad news is there's 6 of them.
I would like to take a swipe with my claws.
Yes. Which one are you going to take a swipe at?
The first 3. I'm going for like a big old cleave. Well, 2. I don't think I could reach 3 with how big these things are.
Yeah. You could probably hit those 2 that are closest to you and Elle.
Yeah, so I guess I'm technically attacking this one, but I wouldn't mind some splash damage.
We'll see how that goes. Roll it.
11.
With that, I will let you take your damage and divide it between the 2 of them. Let me know if you're going to add in the extra dice to leave yourself open to attack.
Let's see. It's 1d10 plus 1d4 because he's merciless. This is messy damage. And I will take the extra 1d6, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just split it in half, whatever it ends up being. 15, I'll do 7 to one and 8 to the other.
That is enough to kill them both. Or I should take, yeah, that's enough to kill them both. But hitting them through, ripping into them, it was like ripping through somebody wearing armor. And so it went a little slow. And as you're like you're killing the one and you're turning to slash at the other, it does get a bite in your direction. Roll me 1d4.
4.
And it too kind of sinks its mandibles into your leg in a very similar way how Elle had gotten bitten.
Do I reduce our damage by armor?
Yeah.
Okay, so I only take 1.
Good.
He has 3 armor in his werewolf form. That's one thing he got from it. It's like, okay. And he's just looking down at it like, oh. That hurts.
Is that all?
Is that all?
The others all skitter and go straight towards Merideth and Mathin.
Oh, great.
Are these naturally this big, or have they been increased in size by this undead thing?
They are naturally about the size of your palm. And they are not naturally they're not flesh eaters. You've probably, eaten some in your bear form.
Yeah.
These are completely aberrants that have been twisted by some foul dark magic.
Now they're coming for revenge.
Yeah. So Mathin is gonna realize that he's just gonna have to deal with these bugs. So he's just gonna say, "Fine, that's it." And he would want to try and change into his bear form, as you say, because he's used to eating, maybe slightly different variants of these,
Yes.
but he's eating these in his bear form, so we'll go bear form.
All right. And while Mathin, and go ahead and I think it's roll wisdom to make your change.
Yeah.
Fail. Oh.
Oh, no. He does not fail. Okay. While he's changing, Merideth, you're pretty fast on your feet. Pretty fast. Do you want to do something while Mathin is changing?
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Okay. That is
fuck him up less good though.
Yeah, that's a hit, but not your normal.
Not my normal damage.
Not your normal. And you chop at it, and you almost kill it. Like it's still got a little bit of life in it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do much. Another one is going to take a swing at you, and I'm actually going to roll something. I don't roll very often.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
The other one does this huge boinging leap and flattens you underneath it. Roll 1d6.
Oh, it's so gross.
Do I not have it on this computer? I don't have Meredith's picture.
And it takes a bit of a bite out of you because your armor is 2, yes?
My armor is 1.
Okay, armor is 1. So you take another 4 points of damage, and you are pinned. You can't move. Now, somebody may be able to fix that for you. Speaking of that topic, Elle, all the bugs moved away from you, putting you in an opportunity to do something athletic, if you please. They're no longer right in your face. And you just saw one of them leap in the air and flatten Merideth underneath it and bite her.
Since Meredith's underneath it, Elle's not really going to be much good at that point, so she's just going to, nudge Jaylin and alert him to that.
Absolutely.
And Elle's going to go over and help Mathin out.
Okay. And Mathin, you are in your bear form, and there are 2 of them that are converging right on you.
Okay, so as Mathin has said that he was done with this and that, a blue light sort of appeared around him, and then this almost sort of similar to the wolf we'd have seen earlier, but a bear is now standing over him. You can see Mathin in this spirit bear, and then it sort of coalesces into just this giant moss bear standing up on its hind legs. And I just want to bring my front 2 paws down on the one that's directly in front of me. I don't know, Frank, you'll probably have seen it with the foxes, when they're trying to break through snow, how they do that sort of kind of leap thing. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the bear. He's just going to put all his just weight straight down on top of it.
I love it.
Right.
Is that just going to be my base damage, or do I use a hold for that?
Do your base damage, and this is, I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. Do your base damage +1.
Okay. So it'll be a 5 then.
And as you're just crushing down, and it's huge, and it's that chitin is practically like plate, and you feel yourself crushing it, but it's going very slow. You're going to have to basically do the same thing longer, without being interrupted by anything else.
All right.
And so would you keep your crushing going?
Yeah, he's just
And-
going to rear back up and keep doing it again and again.
Yeah. And Jaylin, you
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no, what?
I was gonna say, Elle went to help Mathin and pointed you in Meredith's direction.
Yeah.
And there's the one that's right on top of her, and there looks like there's another one that's going to try and go for her foot.
The one that's on top of her, I want to grab one of its legs, and I just want to try to whip it off of her into the wall.
Sure. You have Ben Bar's lift gates, don't you?
Yes, I do, yes.
Let's try that.
11.
Absolutely. You are able to, in your werewolf form, you are big enough to actually kind of grab, you get two of its legs, and you're able to throw it. Go ahead and describe how you throw it and what you do with it.
He's really just going to grab both of its legs, and then he's just going to, like, pivot. He's just going to swing it and then release it in the direction of the wall behind him.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll for me 1d10 damage.
7.
And that is enough to actually crack it and kill it. So it is off of Merideth.
And then he offers a hand up to Merideth.
Meredith will will take the big fluffy hand.
Yeah. And Meredith, there's another one there that was trying to chew on your foot.
Okay, as I'm getting up, I'm gonna grab my axe, and like literally as I'm being pulled up, I'm just gonna fucking smack it.
Sure.
Because I think I'm really cool, and I hope my dice will allow me to be cool. Nope.
As you're swinging down at it, it's very agile for something of its size, and it just manages to swing out of the way. And you hear from elsewhere there in the temple further on that same voice as before going, and Elle, there is the two bugs that are left. One of was Mathin is crushing, and the other one does not see you behind it. You are now in backstab position. Although it's, in this case, backstab simply means that you're in a place where you're able to see through the dim light, where the chitin sort of under the underside, probably it looks like it's vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and take this vulnerability then. And in true Elle style, she's gonna attempt to just slide underneath it and just drag her daggers along its underbelly.
Absolutely. Roll your damage.
And that'd be a D8 plus a D6.
Yes. As you slide it through and its guts kind of spill out, they're not fleshy since it is an insect. But you get a little bit of a mess on you, just a little, and it is gone. And the voice in the back stops laughing. All right, Mathin, make another damage roll.
She said make a damage roll. That doesn't look like damage to me.
You see Mathin kind of pushing his bear weight down on the bug, and it's barely got it pinned.
It's barely got it pinned.
Yeah, he barely has it
just
pinned.
Barely.
Just barely. We're so easily entertained.
Oh, we are. Top quality comedy here, guys.
Okay. What is everybody going to do? There's 2 of them left.
Can Elle just walk over and put Mathins out of its misery already? The poor thing's had a bear jumping on it for a while.
Yes. Elle can.
I'm gonna go and do that.
Roll your damage for me. Yeah.
Jaylin?
Yes, Jaylin.
Jaylin, amused by this, actually wants to try to jump on the other one the same way that Mathin.
Oh my god.
Roll your dex. Actually, defy danger. Roll.
Defy danger based on dex? Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Describe to me what you do.
So he hunkers down onto all fours and just pounces onto the back of the remaining one, and it's just jumping up and down like kind of bounce the front paws up first and then the back paws, and it's kind of like yeah.
So, have you guys ever seen like drunken college people in a video on the top of a Volkswagen Bug and just bouncing it?
Yes.
Imagine that is the werewolf riding the big carrion eater.
Oh my god.
What is everybody else doing?
Elle's just sighing and petting the bear.
Yeah, Jaylin is basically doing the mechanical bull right now. It's just
It abruptly turns around and starts heading into the temple with you, unless you do something.
He's going to snap his teeth at it. He's going to try to bite its head off.
Okay.
It's strength for a bite attack, maybe.
Go ahead and make your normal attack roll.
Well, his weapons are precise, so he rolls with dex on his weapons.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
dex?
make a dex roll.
8.
All right. So I'm going to give you a choice of biting its head off on something that's going to leave you into an awkward position. or you can cling onto it and or keep it from moving, continuing to scuttle forward. Which would you prefer to do?
Oh. Jaylin doesn't. Jaylin, he has to take the awkward position. Like, that's Jaylin. That's,
Okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna.
Jaylin is an awkward position.
Roll.
Yeah, he pretty much is. He's awkward position the character.
Roll your damage.
Oh man.
Some pony.
Whoa.
You bite the head off the giant thing, and the rest of the physics get in your way, and you kind of take a tumble off the front of it and land with your werewolf belly upturned.
Resilient souls, I salute you!
You are now far enough away that the rest of the group can't see you.
Wyvern, thanks for the host. I appreciate it. Nice host.
All the bugs are dead, and Jaylin is out of the area that is being lit by Mathin's staff.
I guess the glow would just be coming from me now, since the staff just becomes part of my bear form.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. You are a glowing bear.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I'm fine with that. Yep.
You are glowing with that same rich, vibrant green.
Can we please refer to him as a flaming bear?
I will allow that.
Okay, so Mathin's busy pounding on that bug, and then he looks up and just sees this other beetle scurrying away with Jaylin on top of it, disappearing into the darkness, and then hearing some sort of tearing noise, and then I guess a crash or a thud or something.
A little bit of a thud.
And he's just going to go charging off in the direction that he saw Jaylin disappear in.
Excellent. What is everybody else going to do?
Well, you know, he is on Light Soul, so Elle's just gonna follow.
Excellent.
Those pictures are amazing.
Aren't they?
And actually, Elle's gonna hop up on Mathin's back.
Isn't that amazing? Is it like I just linked the last drawing in Dungeon World? It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, to Jaylin.
I am become die.
And become die. Indeed. Oh my god. It's even better with Jaylin.
If I could give XP to the artist, I would.
Well,
XP to the party artist.
yeah.
Yes.
You can give
We're-
carrots.
We're carrots. They have earned carrots.
I have a feeling like Azu is just that spirit that just hovers and watches the party and journals all this stuff. What's up, Solstice? How you doing? Oh no, Azu is the ghost wolf.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So, as you all get to Meredith, I imagine you're going up with them too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You see hovering skull. Huge hovering skull. The temple itself has 6 pillars and the pillars have ornate vines carved around them. And the skull was hovering on a desecrated altar. Jaylin, in this moment, is there anything else that you notice about the temple itself?
Let's see. So this is a temple in the middle of the great forest on the way towards the sacred place we're going, right?
Yes.
So this is probably some kind of temple to a nature deity, or perhaps something smaller, like maybe some kind of animal god.
Yes.
In fact, maybe even the way that the carrion bugs went after the deer had something to do with the defilement of this temple. So this is probably maybe even the dryads looked after this place.
Ooh, I like that.
So
So those pillars then perhaps were smaller living trees at one point, and the reason that they now look like stone pillars is they've been petrified
and
by
calcified.
calcified, trapping the dryads within.
Yeah, I was thinking stag. Dojel. I think the antlers I think the altar is actually made of, like, it has antlers adorning it and things of that nature. This is probably, like a temple to stag.
Excellent. And is there anything else that anyone else in the party wants to add to what the temple the parts of it that you see look like?
Not everyone at once now.
Well, not so much that I want to add, but I want to ask,
Yes.
would there be more of those runes around?
That is a very good question. Roll discern realities for me. In this particular case, what you're looking for more of the runes, and you realize that where Mathis is standing, there is more of the temple that is not being lit on both sides, that you're not actually seeing the walls of and so you do not see any that are currently within line of sight as you're kind of having a chance to scan around and look at the pillars, but you definitely pick up the sense that the temple is there's more to it on both sides of you.
I find it funny that we're, like, checking out all the details of this room. Jaylin is still on his back, belly up, just looking like just this glow just walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, hi." But he doesn't actually say that. He's like,
The skull hovers a little bit closer to you all and goes, "You killed my servants. I am not pleased."
Probably need better servants then. They were pretty easy.
What an excellent idea. And
God
there's
damn it, Elle.
clicking sounds on both sides.
God damn it, Elle.
The clicking sounds like locks being unclicked and metal doors swinging open. And the skull goes, "I am Erebor. I give you one final chance to indebt yourselves into my service."
So, I hate to do this, but Jaylin is actually sat up now, and with, like, one of his paws, he's mimicking talking. He's like, He is not at all interested in joining the skull's service.
You know, Elsa's gonna give Jaylin a pat on the back and says, "Look, he's a giant skull. Talking's all he's got."
The skull starts to glow, and that purple light that's surrounding it crackles with arcane magic. Everybody make a defy danger roll.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, Jaylin. Gosh.
Based on Dex?
Dex is a perfectly valid way to get out of the way.
8.
Thanks a fucking lot, Jaylin.
And Meredith, you can dex your way out of this. You can do other things.
Can I strength my way out of it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elle, take your
XP.
take your XP and roll 2d6.
Oh God, why?
A bolt of purple arcane magic hits you, and it just sets your nerve endings on fire. Your armor doesn't soak it; it goes straight through. So take another 5 points of damage. Elle staggers. Do you stay on your feet or do you go down to your knees?
Honestly, she's gone down to her knees. Like that much pain. Good God, not even she could resist that.
And the skull chuckles. And everyone hears some kind of slithering sounds. And slowly, from the south, something begins to appear. And I'm going to let Stream catch up.
Jaylin is up on his feet now and kind of doing that where he's backing up and putting his arms out, one to keep people behind him, perhaps two to encourage them to start heading back in the direction they came.
Right.
Because they don't know how open this room is that they're standing in. They can't see the walls.
Yeah. And there's a different kind of slithering sound coming from the other side of you guys.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Neither of those things look pleasant.
And
I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking sacred place.
and Erendor smiles as only a skull can smile and clasps its teeth at you and goes, "So, champions of the nature whore, die for me."
At that, Mathin's going to be super angry, and is just going to go charging at the skull.
Excellent. Mathin, as you charge and you start running through the pillars, dimly with they start to glow with that same kind of green that you are. It's almost you probably don't see it because you're too focused on the skull itself. So more for players' knowledge is you can feel that what Elle had done in the door frame gave just a tiny spark of life to those dryads, and they are reaching out to help you if they can. And Mathis is charging at the skull. Who else is charging at the skull?
Meredith will charge at the skull, and I think
yeah.
Jaylin will too.
No, Jalen's actually going to stay back because he hears the approaching from either side, and he doesn't want you guys to get flanked. So he's going to try to intercept if anything moves towards you from behind.
Meredith thinks the skull is going to be more fun to fight.
Okay.
Also, Elle's on the floor, so Jalen's not going to leave Elle there on the floor alone.
Also, Elle's on the floor, and Jaylin wants a piece of that.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on. Dylan's like, oh, Kethra's passed out. Well, hello, Elle. No.
Hello, Elle.
The skull starts powering up again, but that you guys are going to be able to close distance before it completes that. So you are going to act first. Mathin?
How big is the skull?
It is, gosh,
About
probably big. Yeah, about the same size as the bugs were. So it's about 14 feet long and probably about 7 feet wide. And it's up in the air, but the temple itself doesn't have a high ceiling. So it's I would say about 5 feet off the ground, but only that.
Okay, so Mathin is just gonna, like, as fast as he can, run down the middle of the room and then launch himself at it and try and put one of each of his front arms through its eye sockets and just hold on.
Roll for me, sir.
I love it. I love it.
Will that be strength or?
I would say that let's actually make that another defy danger roll and roll it by roll dex.
Roll dex, okay.
That is enough to get yourself there. I need to look something up really quick with defy danger.
Uh-oh. That's enough to get you there, but I have toys of my own.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
You moved, but I have moves of my own. All right. Sir, would you like a worst outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice?
Ugly truth, you mean? Yeah. Oh my god. This is gonna be no.
Yeah, let's do the ugly one. Why not?
All right. The ugly choice is that you can hold on to the skull and dangle from it. Perhaps keeping it from being able to harm any of your companions. But it is still powering up, and you're not going to be able to evade the spell that it is casting if you stay right where you are. So you're going to either be able to hold onto it and keep it from harming your companions, but take the spell that it's going to blast with, or drop yourself and get out of the way.
Mathin is hanging on. He is scrabbling onto that thing with his back feet, yet just trying to keep a hold.
Alrighty. Meredith, your turn.
I'm gonna come. And is he?
Sorry, chat. Chat is sorry.
Is he hanging on to the top of the skull or the front of the skull?
The front of the skull. He's got one paw in each of the eye sockets.
Right. So I'm gonna come around here. I'm gonna go for an attack on what's probably the hardest part of the skull, but Meredith doesn't know that.
Right.
Meredith doesn't know that, so I'm gonna go for like right in the crown. I'm gonna bring down my axe.
You swing true.
True.
Roll your damage.
What, guys? She's been asking you guys to roll damage. You need to roll damage. This is not damage.
I'm sorry.
You swing true, and that's the good news. And your as you're swinging it, it doesn't shatter the skull, but it does shatter its concentration. So that you just saw how it was like lighting up, and then you rammed it, and it sort of shudders, and the light flickers. So whatever spell it was about to cast has been broken, and it can't do that right now.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. That. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, back in the Hall of Justice. Oh wait, sorry.
The two big critters have gotten within range.
Uh-oh.
So I've got a bit of a crazy idea.
Okay.
I like crazy ideas.
Can I just jump on Jaylin's back and tell him to charge the skull?
Yes. I will not make you roll to jump on Jaylin's back.
Okay, so
actually,
Jaylin charge.
Okay, so Jaylin's going to let this happen, first off. Because it's...
that's the important part of that.
It's getting out of a really bad situation, and he won't just instinctively throw Elle off. Which would have been hilarious.
You could probably throw Elle at the skull, though.
But, yeah, the thing is that Jaylin wants Elle to make an attack. Can I use an aid roll to represent him charging in and give Elle momentum for an attack?
Yes. First things first is you roll Defy Danger, because you're basically going to be dodging these two creatures and trying to get out of the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. 9.
And which would you like? Worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice?
I think I would like a worse outcome.
The worst outcome is that they are in fact going to turn around and flank the whole party. So you get through, and we'll move Jaylin, and we'll move Elle. And the creatures whip around, and they've got your backs.
All right.
Not in a good way.
So I want to roll an aid for Elle to launch up onto the head of the skull, if Elle would like to do that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Let's see. That's going to be, I guess, is that Dex or Strength based? I guess this would be Strength. It's a little bit more...
Why don't you ask the DM?
Elle gets it.
Alright, so with a 10, you're going to take a +1 modifier on your attack roll.
Nice. And Elle's got both daggers drawn and is bloodthirsty for the revenge. So she's just gonna drive her daggers straight into the top of the skull. Both of them.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's a 10, because of the +1.
Yep, that is a 10.
Roll your damage.
And hold on, would this count as a surprise attack? Because, I mean, the skull couldn't have seen this coming with 2 paws in its eye sockets.
That's unfortunately, however,
I don't think
the
it
skull
sees out
doesn't
of its
actually
eye socket.
see. Yeah. So it's not a surprise attack. And now I'll let you add the 6, but that's going to leave you open for an attack.
I'm not going to risk it.
To that. Okay, good call. So Elle, you are now on top. Although technically you look like you're on the bottom, but you're
You
on
can
top.
right-click the skull and hit move to back.
It might move it under the map, though.
Hmm.
I don't know. Well, no, it's on the token
Nope.
layer. Never mind.
Nope, it worked.
There we go. So Mathin is hanging on by the eye sockets, and Elle is sitting on top of the skull. Jaylin is actually going to whip around and turn to face the two that he knows are behind him.
Excellent.
And
As you're whipping around, Beastie number 2 is lashing out with one of those tentacles to try and wrap around you and drag you to it.
I duck.
Defy danger dex, sir.
I 8.
You avoid the tentacles. But now you definitely have its aggro.
Okay. Jalen's gonna draw his sword.
All right.
And he is going to take I think he's gonna just take a slash at any tentacles if they get near.
Do that. Roll a hack and slash for me. I want to see something.
14.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. As you pull your sword out, as you're slashing at this, you too start to shimmer with a radiant light.
Oh no.
But yours is white, and it's the blade itself takes on a holy cast. And at this point in time, the skull behind you shrieks in pain as divine energy of some kind is being pulled through the sword into the temple.
Jalen, huh? And he just starts stabbing.
At this point in time, you could possibly intimidate those two creatures back, or you can go on a killing rampage.
It would not do well to permit these things to live.
All right. We will, meanwhile, get back to you in a moment.
Yes.
Mathin, you can't see what just happened. And it is not the nature of the forest. But energy comes from a divine source that loves the forest, even though it's alien towards it. And it's being pulled into the temple. And you feel that at your back like a giant shield. What Merideth and Elle can both see is Jaylin starts to glow. And the skull actually seems to get panicked. And now it's trying to jerk its way back from you all.
Okay. I want to then, if it's wanting to back off, I want to pull it in the other direction.
Make a strength roll.
No.
It is stronger than you. However, you are still hindering its movements.
Okay.
And Merideth or Elle, what do you want to do?
Okay.
If it wants to back away, I want to put it in the other direction. So I'm going to take my axe and I'm going to hit the skull in the back of the skull. Yes.
Sure.
I'm going to hit the skull in the back of the skull.
Can I
try and move it
simultaneously hit
forwards.
it in the top?
Yes. Yes, you guys. I will let you automatically coordinate your attempts together. So without it being, we're not going to go into the mechanics of it all. Both of you take +1 because you're aiding each other.
Fuck yeah. Teamwork. I don't need no stinking +1, bitch.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep. So between what you guys are doing, while it was pulling Mathis by himself away, Mathin away, now Mathin, you've got your feet firmly on the ground, and you're able to yank it back closer to Jaylin. And the skull shrieks and goes, "Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!" And its creatures both attack Jaylin. Jaylin?
Yeah.
Roll 2d6 for me twice. Roll low.
Roll low. Oh, good.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
No, 3 and an 8.
So
you take 3d8 damage.
No. No.
Tentacle monster lashes
I'm
out
sorry.
blindly. Yes.
Did you say tentacle monster or hentacle monster?
Yes.
Tentacle monster.
I'm still hearing hentacle.
Okay, it is now officially a hentacle. The hentacle actually manages to entwine some of its tentacles around the giant worm.
Uh-oh. I like combining.
And it's
hentai the worm guy.
The worm spits at you for 1d6 damage.
Two.
And
do I get armor on that or no?
Yes, you do get armor on that.
So it doesn't
spits
phase
something
me.
acidic at you, but it doesn't burn through your shield. Just completely blocks it.
All right.
Was that coming out of the worm?
It was coming out of the worm.
So the worm shot something acidic at him?
Yeah, after the hentacle monster grabbed it. Yes, that's exactly what just happened. Jaylin is, he's kind of like ducked behind the shield. Well, the best as he can as a werewolf. It's really weird to be a werewolf and fighting with sword and shield, but he's doing it now. And he's just going to, once the acid hits it and he realizes it's not getting through, he's going to, swing the shield away and bring the sword up, blade down, and just try to drive it into the worm's head.
Roll it.
Yeah. Eight.
That is a hit. Roll your damage.
Five. Ugh.
That seriously hurts it. It's still writhing around, and right now your sword is kind of implanted in it. You don't have time quite to get away from it before
it bites me.
Before something out of the shadows jumps right on you, and you didn't see it coming.
What? Oh my god, this token is amazing.
I love this token. That looks so damn cool.
That looks so fucking cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. It appears to have been another, like you saw the spirit wolf outside. Well, now you're seeing what it did to the spirit wolf's corpse.
Oh no, wolf on wolf action. No.
Oh no!
And so think of it as an undead hispo.
Okay, so it's a dire wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And take 2d6 damage as it
Whoa.
just plants itself into you.
That ain't even fair. 6. I'll take 3 of it. Ow.
Yep.
Yif, Yif is happening. Wow.
I was trying really hard to avoid the furry jokes.
It's this mobby wolf though. It probably has no interest in Yif.
I'm not gonna go there.
Don't you? Nope. That's fine. That's fine. So Jaylin is now tackled to the ground. Is he swordless then?
No, you still have control of your sword.
Okay, so he's just he's basically this wolf is on top of him, which is probably going for like vital points. So he's got the sword, across both of his hands, holding it like between him and the undead wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's where he is right now.
All right.
He could probably use a hand.
The skull is trying very hard to get itself free, but Mathin, between you and the girls, you still have it, but Jaylin's getting pummeled from behind.
Can we maybe think about phrasing?
No.
Can we please continue thinking about phrasing, but keep phrasing things in the way we have been?
You are dirty, dirty people.
Don't
You're
include
the one
me
who
in
said
this.
it.
Behind you, Jaylin is getting pummeled.
Okay,
From
that's
behind.
better. That sounds a lot better than Jaylin is getting pummeled from behind.
Okay,
He's receiving
so I've been
surprise
hearing a
attack
lot
to the rear.
of slimy noises and writhing noises behind me. Still not entirely sure what's going on. And then I've seen this thing dart out from the shadows also to now go behind me. So I figured Jaylen's got his hands pretty full at this point. I haven't made much headway with this skull. So yeah, I'm gonna.
He hasn't made much headway with the skull.
Unintentional, but I'll take it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let go of this thing and see if I can prize this thing off of Jaylin.
Okay, so you're gonna letting go of the skull and deal with the undead wolf that is on Jaylin.
Yes.
Merideth and Elle, what about you guys?
Can I attempt to stand up and take a shot at the wolf?
Oh my God.
Yes, you can.
Yay.
Nice.
Booyakasha!
God damn it.
You plunk it. And you got a feeling that if it had been a creature of flesh and blood, that would have severely injured it. But unfortunately, because it is one of the undead, it just didn't do much. However, the skull tries to shake you off while you're doing all of that and fails miserably.
Well, that's good.
Well, yeah, I'd assume I'd be using, I'd have a dagger still inside of it to anchor myself.
Hell
Sure.
Yeah. So I see Mathin leaving, and that's cool. However, I'm really, really determined to get Jaylin some head. So I'm going
See, this isn't even my fault. People do this stuff without me.
So I'm going to continue slamming the skull from behind.
Excellent. Do you want to use any one of your maneuvers, your moves?
I don't think I have a move that would be appropriate for this.
Okay. In that case, do a normal hack and slash.
Yeah. Hacky slashy.
And roll your damage.
Damage.
That takes a solid piece out of it.
Hell yeah.
And as you take a solid piece out of it, both you and Elle can see that there is a throbbing purple gem sort of attached within that is pulsing, and it looks like it's starting to get brighter, like it's going to attempt another spell. It looks like that the gem itself is what is animating the skull.
Can I try and rip the gem out?
Yes, you can.
Can I also attempt to take a shot at whatever's anchoring the gem in?
Yes. In fact, I'm going to let you, without you doing an aid roll, I'm going to let both of you aid each other in that the same way again. So in this case, we're going to make it dex attacks. Both of you just roll your normal dex.
Wow, nice.
Excellent. Elle, you get it through and basically do the unlodging on your side of it. And you, from your ankle is that you didn't actually have to touch the stone itself. Merideth, when you get the stone or you get the gem in your hand, and it really is about the size of your fist, it gives a shocking pain. If you want to continue to hold it, roll Constitution for me, and also roll 1d4 damage.
Oh god. Oh god.
You are able to still hold on to it,
Oh no!
but it hurts like a bitch.
I'm guessing that goes through my armor. Like I don't take armor off.
Right, you don't. The good news is the skull at that point in time just falls. And as it falls, Elle, underneath you, you can just do a happy little jump on it and shatter the bone in a very satisfying way.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the jump then.
From the stone itself in Meredith's hand, the voice goes, "Put me down, you dwarven bitch."
Fuck you, asshole.
The three creatures that are attacking seem confused. They don't change what they're doing, but there's that moment of kind of pause or hesitation. So Jaylin and Mathin, you both get an attack of opportunity while they're confused.
Mathin, you want to get this one off of me?
Yep, yeah. I want to just like clamp my jaws down on the scruff of its neck and try and just like drag it off of Jaylin.
Sure. Go ahead and make that. Yeah, go ahead and make that like a strength roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You not only have it, but you have it in that place where mother cats dangle kittens. And while it's a pretty big wolf, you still got it in just that place where it sort of goes limp. And you feel Anya, the spirit, the ghost wolf, reaching out to you and begging you to put her on the altar, to put the corpse on the altar.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna
Start
Start-
dragging towards the altar.
start dragging, yeah, my
Yep,
way back
so
towards
that'll
the.
be dragged over there. All right, Jaylin, that frees you and the other two creatures.
I explode up onto my feet with a roar. And I am going to take a couple slashes at... The worm is still the closest to me, right? Are they still
Yes.
tangled with each other?
It's untangled itself by now.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna go for the worm first. And
Okay.
with the sword. Some slashies, some stabbies. $11.
Excellent. Roll your damage.
I will take the extra damage and put myself in danger.
Okay.
$13.
You kill it. You not only manage to kill it, but the what do we name it? The hentacle was lunging at you with its tentacles, and you slash through a couple of those as well. And it makes out a cry of pain. And from what it's going to do, attempt one thing. Roll 1d4.
1.
It squirts a kind of purplish ooze at you, but it doesn't go through your armor.
Okay.
Merideth, the Arendor's crystal is screaming obscenities in your hand, demanding to be put down, demanding to be released, and it's burning you.
That's not pleasant.
Would you like to make a lore check to try and figure out what's the best way to deal with that?
Sure.
All right.
That be intelligence?
Yes, it would.
Good. I have a -1 in that. That didn't go well at all.
The urge is to just throw the fucking thing and see if you can shatter it.
Yeah, that was gonna be my my idea. Does this thing, like, how sturdy does it feel? Like, do I think I could just crush this in my hand like a sparrow egg between thighs?
No, but you could probably crush it by getting it between two hard things.
Okay, so I
Hard
just
is
need to
in
get
stone
Jaylin.
or metal.
You gotta do it before I tell the joke.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, how hard is the floor?
It is a stone.
So
Or actually, I should say it was hardened wood, but it's been calcified, so it's stone-like now.
Cool. So I'm totally just gonna, like, gently put it down on the floor and then smash the shit out of it with my axe, which is also a hard thing.
You smash down, and and as you're swinging down, you hear the crystal go, "No, don't hurt me!" Crunch, and then it starts laughing and goes, "Thank you." We'll
Oh,
meet
shit.
again.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, guys!
What have you done?
Oh, no!
She released the lich. Or the lich-like creature. But it's gone from the temple. It has been retreated. Its servants have been killed. Anya's desecrated body is now sitting on the temple. And in Mathin's head, Anya says, send your companions to bring me and Kethra to you to the temple.
Okay, so that same sort of like my bear form is going to turn into that sort of blue spectral thing again, and the bear's just going to sort of run through me, just leaving Mathin standing there again. And he's going to turn to the others and say, fetch the spirit and fetch
Okay.
Kethra. And then he's going to turn back to the corpse and just start sort of meditating next to it with his hands outstretched.
Absolutely. Roll your wisdom. And druids don't normally get a ritual roll, but I'm going to give you a ritual as if you were a wizard.
Okay.
Which basically means that you could be unleashing magic.
Yeah.
So 8, what is your intention?
My intention is to remove the desecration done to the body that is, I guess, chaining the spirit or whatever evil has been done to that, and also to try and lift the damage that was done to this spiritual place.
As you reach out, and this has to go, you feel the spirit of the forest itself responding, and it gives you a very clear image of the pool, and it's called the pool of Gaia's tears. And the water is this beautiful green, sparkling, and you see a picture in your head of Jaylin taking Kethra and carrying her inside it, and bathing her in it in his arms. And you see yourself gathering some of the water and bringing like a bucket worth of that water back here and splashing the water upon Anya and the altar, and then performing, basically reaching out to the spirit and through the power of the water, curing the evil emanations that Arendor had left behind that way.
Nice. Okay.
And okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, he turns to the others and says that we have to keep going to this pool of Gaia, but we will need to return here to complete this ritual.
So somebody needs to go get Kethra, right? And
correct.
Yeah, that's what Jaylin will do. Jaylin's actually gonna the light of his holy sword will guide him back out of here, and he's just gonna take off in that direction.
Yep.
Meredith is also going to go with Jaylin.
Excellent. When you guys step out, the dawn is stretching up. The fight felt like it had gone very quickly, all things considered, but there may have been some kind of time distortion within the temple, because once you step out, it's actually breaking dawn. Where it had been the dead of the night when you guys had arrived. And as the dawn light kind of breaks out from the eastern horizon, Jaylin, you shift human again. And everything stops glowing.
And I'm naked. With a sword.
Yeah.
And a shield.
And with a sword. And a shield.
And the sword belt, because that still somehow stays there.
Baby. Hello.
Oh. Don't even start. It's like, I guess I'll pick up some clothes while I'm back at camp. Let's go. He's like...
Meredith's gonna shrug like, if you want.
I have got to find a way to control that. And they're off. They're off to go get Kethra and the wolf and Jaylin's pack of things, including some pants.
Jaylin, mark off a use of adventurer's gear as you lost yet another set of clothing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. And bringing Kethra in, and Anya her spirit gets to come in and hover. And she tells you that there was underneath the temple in the roots a small cavern where the servants of this temple kept supplies, and there are some poultices and some healing things. She's not sure quite what else might be down there, but that whatever is down there that wasn't corrupted or used by Arendor and its servants, you are free to have.
Loot.
And she that being the doorway that leads down that way.
And
did the unnatural darkness fade when?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so we can see everything now.
Yes.
Jaylin comes back. Hi guys, what'd I miss?
Well, you were there to hear that, weren't you?
Was he there to hear? He might have been. Yeah.
Can you
Unless
come
you guys
back?
do it either way.
I think he might have been. Yeah, he was walking in as obviously he'd have to be there because she was there. So yeah, like he was walking in, heard it, and just like looked to Elle. Like Elle's gonna handle the loot, right?
Elle was just sort of passed out against the altar from blood loss. Having a chunk ripped out of your leg and still fighting kind of makes you lose a lot of blood.
Blue's whining.
Can I use? Can I tend to Elle with some of that sap that I collected last?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So yeah, reaching into my pack, I'm going to pull out some bandages and coat them in with one of the vials of that, and wrap it around Elle's leg.
Excellent. Elle, you get to heal up 8 points of damage.
Yay.
Meredith is not looking her best either.
No.
Can I do the same to Meredith then?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And Meredith, that lets you heal up about 8 points of damage as well.
Nice.
And
Thank you.
yes.
Actually, 8 points brings me exactly to full.
Man, wouldn't it be so useful if we had a cleric that could heal?
Oh man. It's too bad no one plays clerics these days.
Jaylin's just kind of looking at Kethra, who he's got over his shoulder right now.
Her eyes are shut.
Yeah.
She's breathing. She's dreaming.
And Elle's just got to handle the loot now that she's, not bleeding to death.
Excellent. Does anyone want to loot with Elle, or are we going to let Elle do the looting?
Jaylin is gonna just stick back to where he knows it's safe because he's currently carrying around the cleric.
Meredith will go on an adventure with Elle.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yay,
Mathin's
pack
just-
mule.
Resilient
Mathin's
souls,
just
I
staying in the main
salute
chamber as
you!
well.
All right.
Meredith and Elle did good work together. Meredith
Elle?
likes Elle now.
The entrance to this particular chamber had those same runes as before. And once again, you ran your hand across them. And as you did it here the second time, it gave a really satisfying feeling, as if you had just, this particular chamber hadn't been unlocked since before the evil struck. So now you are down in the roots, and you see there is where there's some robes, there's food supplies, there's medical supplies, there's bandages, and there are a number of herbs and spices, and there's also some stuff that was clearly adorned with stags and antlers that appears to have been ritual devices or symbolic devices that were used on the altar above, maybe seasonally, that had been kept down here while they weren't in use. Pick one of those up and describe to me what it's made out of, and describe to me what it looks like.
God damn it, Laurel.
I love you too.
I will get payback for this, I swear.
Excellent. And Meredith, prepare yourself mentally to do the same.
So,
Well, I'm preparing
it's going to be
myself.
something for a ritual. So it's going to be maybe symbolic knife that's made out of an antler.
Is it magical?
I'd say so, since it's used in rituals.
Excellent. How long is it?
About maybe 3 inches longer than a normal dagger.
Okay. So an antler, it's an antler blade with some kind of nature magic infused into it.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Meredith, what do you uncover?
Is this just any treasure?
Pretty much anything that would fit for use by druids and dryads in a nature temple.
Nature temple. Do druids use metal weapons in Dungeon World?
They can. They can do whatever you want them to do.
Ooh, I have a better idea.
Mm.
I have a better idea. We don't need fucking metal weapons. So there's a sword.
Uh-huh.
It's a almost like a Chinese style sword. So it doesn't have like a cross guard or anything on it.
Okay.
But the hilt is stylized to look like a wolf. With its mouth open, so the blade is coming out of the wolf's mouth.
Oh, cool.
And the blade itself is made of obsidian.
Ooh.
Beautiful. You both collect that. And Jaylin,
Uh-huh.
there's something else down there that looks like it would be an excellent item for Mathin. What is that?
I don't know. I'm not in the room.
I know, no, but I'm having you describe it.
Damn it. I was hoping to get out of that. Let's see. Does Mathin keep his clothes when he shifts?
Everything I'm carrying, stays with me when I'm in the form.
His clothes form into his beast form.
Mathin feels like he could use a ranged weapon of some sort. Or no, like this is also no. It doesn't have to be a weapon. What
Nope,
if
doesn't have to
no? Do you have spells? Do druids have spells in?
No, there's an advanced skill I can take called Elemental Mastery, where I can call on like spirits of an elephant, of an element
Elephant.
to
Oh my goodness.
to perform a task for me, which I'll probably be picking up. So
Is it going to be an elemental elephant?
What if so what if there was like perhaps some kind of carved wood, like pocket-sized totem that would perhaps tie into a certain spirit here, because this is the stuff they kept aside for when they did rituals and stuff at the altar, right? So
Right.
like maybe some little stag totem that would give whatever, like would give a magical effect, would give like a spell, like a blessing of stag that Mathin could have.
Absolutely.
Like maybe like a limited use, like one time per day or one time per whatever. Let's see.
Absolutely.
So there. So there's a little totem that the druid can tap into to ask stag for a blessing.
awesome.
And Mathin, what is something druidic down there that they might benefit Jaylin?
Ooh. Jaylin wants control. Jaylin wants control. He also wants clothes, but you know.
There's clothes down here for him.
I don't know. Maybe Mathin appreciates the transformations back. So I don't think we're going to give you clothes just yet.
Okay.
Just everyone in the party wants a peek at Jaylin's dick. Just
And
the occasional peek.
And like every time it happens, Jaylin is just holding his shield in front of him, like, guys.
Okay, so in there is a necklace, and each link is actually a small wolf head, each linked into the other, and at the bottom is a little carved wooden wolf symbol, and that is linked to Anya. It was something used in the rituals involving her. So it's heavily related to wolfkind and that.
Awesome. So, Jaylin, with that necklace, once you put it on, none of the wolves of the Great Forest will attack you. They will automatically treat you as a friend, and you can parlay that into them treating you like an alpha.
Okay.
And Mathin, your stag totem is you're going to be able to invoke that, and basically once per session take the form of a stag without needing to roll.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you're basically getting a second form for free.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And Merideth, your obsidian blade cannot be used against it won't kill actual normal animals. So anything that is just basically a beast, yeah, it won't attack them at all. However, it is specifically works excellently. It has you will have a +1 to cut any kind of foliage or any kind of plant creature.
Okay.
And Elle, with your dagger, that is with its nature magic in it, is it will work in your hand much like a compass within the forest. So any kind of roll that you want to do to find a direction or search for something in the forest, you will get a +1 on.
I like.
Excellent. And everybody, quickly write down your treasures. Because
No.
otherwise, we'll forget.
No, I scratched mine into the wall here.
And
Not Wallace.
and I'm going to suggest that it's going to session's going to end with making camp or anything. But if there's something people want to say to each other, like if you want to have actual conversation about just what happened, let's do that.
Nope. Jaylin is not talking about the fact that he just spent the night as a werewolf. He's happy to know that he was all there and he remembers it, though.
So Meredith is gonna go up to Jaylin.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna say, so do you remember about last night?
Yeah, actually, that was all me.
Oh, well, that's a good step.
Unless there was something else? He's looking at her like...
Oh, you don't remember that part?
What do you mean by that part?
And she'll kind of laugh. And she'll say, I'll tell you when you're older.
He's like, you're fucking with me. Okay. Alright. Feel like
no, she will kind of burst out laughing and be like, yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Alright. Feel like I just had no choice when I saw the wolf. Yeah. Could not change back, but worked out pretty well, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty strong.
Well, gotta have something going for me, right? It's like, it looks like we used we spent a little bit more time here than anticipated, so best course is probably to go back to camp, rest up another night, and then move on, because she's not coming to anytime soon. And he just kind of pats Kethra.
When do
Right,
you
then.
pat Kethra?
Uh-huh.
she goes, "Yes, Your Highness," in her sleep.
Kethra is like just super into that role play. Holy
Yeah. I can tell you, she's polishing them doorknobs pretty well in that dream.
Okay.
shit.
Jaylin actually looks a little taken aback by that, but still will carry her back to camp.
And she's, as you're putting her over your shoulder, she continues to mumble in her sleep, and she goes, "I would protect him even if you didn't ask me to."
Aww.
And she'd go, and then finally, as you're putting her down, she goes, she mumbles and goes, "Well, he might be your son, but he's my puppy."
Aww.
Aww.
Okay. I know what Kethra's dreaming about now. Jaylin is going to put her in her sleeping roll, her sleeping bag, whatever equivalent, and tuck her in and leave that be.
Leave that be.
And he's probably gonna go and just go do his Jaylin thing of sitting somewhere and thinking about what he can remember about his family, because that was See if he can come up with anything new.
Alrighty.
And Elle's gonna take the chance to go and talk to Mathin.
Excellent.
And she's gonna pat him on the shoulder and just tell him to quit putting himself in danger, because he's no use to this forest while he's dead.
Mathin's gonna chuckle and just kind of nod his head and say, "I've done all right up until now, but I thank you for helping me with this."
And she's just gonna lean on his shoulder and say, one day I'm not gonna be around to save your ass. You quit your fucking wolfing thing over there. I'm only into bears.
Ooh, baby.
Mathin, you definitely get the sense that this is her strange, twisted affection.
Yeah, I
Affection or
picked up on that.
affliction?
I mean, it's probably both.
Jaylin from over by his tree just kind of raises whatever cup he's drinking from. Says, "Welcome to this nonsense, whatever it is." Yeah, and sorry I didn't mention the whole werewolf thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mathin his eyes, he's squinting you a bit. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk about that boy."
He goes, "There's not a lot to it, but sure. It's just really hard to, it's not a good icebreaker. It's like, hi, I'm Jaylin and I'm a werewolf, and that doesn't really work well. But yeah." Oh shit! What up?
And Elle's just gonna give Mathin a little warning and just says, "Yeah, none of us appear to be what we are."
The fuck does that mean?
You know exactly what that means.
Jaylin's over there I'm pretty
I'm just
sure.
waiting for and Elle points to Meredith and just says, "I'm waiting for her to turn into something next."
I wish.
And Mathin's just going to look at Meredith and be like, she scares me enough already.
That I should, lad.
That's two of us.
And Meredith will drink from whatever cup she has.
Alright.
a drink to not being eaten by bugs. I'm down for that.
I'll drink to that.
Goddamn bugs.
I hate bugs. No. What? Laurel.
Uh-oh.
That was just me setting myself mentally up for the start of next. Don't worry, carry on.
What does that mean?
You know, the GM doesn't roll dice in Dungeon World, so when the GM rolls dice in Dungeon
Especially when she gets an 11.
Like, a dragon appears in the camp and fire breath us all. We all die painlessly.
Painlessly? I don't know about that.
I don't know, I think it'd be so instant with that roll that we'd die painlessly.
Alright. I think that's what it for today then, huh?
That is it for today. We shall let you do your wrap up, and then we will do our wrap up off screen and do XP.
Bunch of furries and a dwarf walk into a bar. Elle isn't a furry, Elle just collects furries.
Yeah, Elle's taken quite a liking to Mathin, because he's the only elf she actually trusts.
Alright guys, I'm gonna mute here and talk to stream for a second. That was
Okay.
fun! Alright, so that's gonna be the stream for today. I want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in again. That was a lot of fun. I love doing Dungeon World. We'll be back again next Sunday with it and the return of Dio as well. So Kethra can face all those things that she muttered in her sleep, and we'll get Elle a fursuit. It's been fantastic fun, and I'm just gonna throw a host over to somebody. But I wanted to say thanks again. For those of you who maybe are lurking and haven't been here before, click the follow button. It's up above the stream. It's free to let you know whenever I go live. I should be back tomorrow morning for, I'm not sure what yet. We're just kind of winging it here. Maybe some Final Fantasy 14, maybe some World of Warcraft, who knows, maybe some Dauntless. Depends on who I have around and what they're up for. Anyways, I'd like to have some fun around here, and you guys definitely make that happen. We're gonna say hi to, who are we gonna host? I'm looking to, you know what? No raid, but I think I might throw a host over to, let's see. Maybe? We'll see. I'm looking to see who's live right now. I don't always want to hit the same people back to back. Literally nobody on your list is on. So do we want to try something new? Want to try something new? Let's try something new. Let's go say hi to Cody, Excessive Profanity. He's doing some Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and that's a great game to watch. I'm gonna throw him a host. You guys have a great day. Until next time, stay beautiful. And you know what? Play some more of these role-playing games. They're great. Get one together with your friends. You know, just make up a world. Maybe put a couple wolves there. You know, maybe make the wolf like a really cute guy. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. These are the furries. They have fun. Anyway, see you later. Bye!